first field of this year. So, welcome to an on the ground update. Look at that thing go. As I stated before, this is the first field of the 2023 hay season for our little operation. Really green, really thick. That thing sounds really good. Welcome to another hay field. Now he just finished cutting the first field. Hay's looking decent. It's pretty thin. It's not very thick. I don't think it really ever has been. So, not very big field, this first one. There's this right here. There's another one over there. And then up on the hillside, there's a little bit. Nice stuff. He's gonna get the outside rounds now. Basically, doing pretty good so far. This is the second field. We're gonna come back and ted this probably tomorrow or later tonight. Lots of hay. There's a little creek over there. You gotta cross that creek to get to the second field, which is a little bit bigger. And then you gotta go up the driveway over there to go up to the hillside. No real complaints about the hay other than maybe some canary and stuff down at the far end, but you can't really do anything about it. And when it's crimping those stems, it's breaking them up like this. It's letting them air out, get the moisture out of them faster. And faster dry down basically means you don't have to ted as much, don't have to waste as much fuel. In the end, it saves you more money, and a faster dry down is always appreciated in dry hay farming. If you didn't understand, we were kind of planning out there for a minute, if I even left that in the video. We're gonna cut this because we think our yield over here is gonna be reduced, as well as up there. So our plan is to cut all this area to kind of make up some of the lost yield at least. Up the hill is actually looking pretty good. You can see it up there. It's looking actually pretty decent. But other than that, yeah, we're just trying to make up for any lost yield out here. That kind of happens.
Wes is running the mower right now. Let's see. Just got about 4 or 5 swaths around, so now he can flip around and come in from the side. Makes it a lot easier. But yeah, this is just some first cutting grass. It's kind of far away from the farm, so we didn't get to it as quick as we wanted. You can kind of see the heads are getting a little cooked, but still nice hay. It'll make good cow hay, and we'll have no problem selling it. So I'm happy with it. We got one field up here and one field down in the bottom by the river. Alright, it's coming up on probably 1.5 more passes here. Yep, one more pass, he'll be done. And then we can move on to everything down there.
This is it right here. This is the bottom. You might recognize this place if you've been a part of Northwest Exploration for a very, very long time. Very, 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 very long time. Back when we were just kids, fooling around on 4-wheelers. It's come full circle. That's our hayfield. Pretty thick, very green, and we don't talk about those. The stuff's gonna have decent yield. We didn't do this bottom part last year, we just did the top, so we'll see how this turns out. This place here is relatively small. The river is right there. It's a pretty decent sized river. And it has a bank drop off in this actual field. So you kind of have to be more careful. He actually said he almost fell in with the brush hog once. So that's always fun. Looks like the height and thickness kind of varies throughout. Right here it's pretty green, but not as tall. This year for haying, the weather hasn't been the greatest. We didn't really have as much rain as we needed. Wasn't as wet as it could have been, which kind of turned it into the numbers we're seeing now. Some people are having 50% cuts to their yield. We're having 44 to 66% cuts. Varies a lot, but there is cuts, and they're pretty deep. Conditioner seems to be doing its job. Doing good. Looking pretty good. The stuff is of higher quality than the stuff up there, for sure. Looking pretty good. This will probably turn out, I don't know, maybe just over, maybe 200 bales, maybe 150, 160, I don't know. It's decently thick, but there's not a lot of it. If I had to guess, this is probably just under an acre or just an acre. I was gonna start doing the cut over when you come out here and just go over there because the distance is so short, it's not worth cutting it that way. That's something you can do on a standard side delivery too, so there's a little trick for you if you didn't know already. Most hay farmers already know that one, but if you didn't, there you go. If it gets too short and cutting that little distance just doesn't make sense to you, just come out to the end, skip around, shoot back down that side. He's gonna do it down there too. Okay, we are out of here. This grass is looking really good. So we're gonna head on back, we'll park this up here locally because we know somebody up here, and head on back and start planning the rest of our days so we can get all this stuff baled up. It is 10 o'clock in the morning and we are here at the location where we parked our tractors last night. So you saw us cutting just over there somewhere, and we are ready to start hacking everything down up here because we've got about 3 fields within a close vicinity of us here. There's one over there, and one over there. After some of those are cut, we're going to fire up this beast of a 6-basket tedder that we borrowed from the farm back at home, and we are going to ted that field that you saw us cutting yesterday. So it is, what is today? It is June 28th. Yesterday was June 27th. Today is going to be a busy day. He's gotten started on this, and while he's doing this, I'm gonna go ted that top piece of that field we did over there yesterday, the 27th of June. He's doing pretty good now. I'm just gonna get a couple pass-by shots. This field isn't the highest quality, but it is green in spots. I'm gonna get a couple pass-by shots and we are going to get underway. Then we're gonna get some sweet drone shots of tedding the bottom piece, that really nice green stuff that we found yesterday. So, enjoy. Here the field is. Pretty thin, not super thick, not super tall, but it's not bad grass, that's for sure. Here he comes now. It's actually pretty good grass, but just not a lot of yield. No big deal. Definitely quite a few molehills out here. I mean, so that's why you're seeing dust flying off the back of that thing like you are. Something that makes this field a little tricky is that right there. They mow around it at least, so you can always see it, but it does make it a little tricky. And you can see what I'm talking about out here. This, by the way, is where there's a drainage ditch right here, so that's why the hay is thick and beautiful and green right there, whereas everywhere else it's kind of starting to stagger out and get thin. As you can see, you can kind of see like through it. It's really thin. And it was like that last year, but this year it is way more noticeable because of the previously discussed problems. But not complaining. Free grass. Can't complain about that, so. Okay. June 29th. Ready to cut the last two fields today. And then at 11, we're gonna go ted hay. Okay, we are ready to go. I'm in the pickup. We're gonna fire it up. He's gonna put that thing down the driveway to warm it up. And then we're gonna head up the river again. Off on yet another valley adventure. We're about to go up to a place we call Rick's. It's about, I don't know, by tractor it's about 10 minutes up the road. By car it's about 4. So we're gonna head up there now and update you when we get there. Clouds are already starting to clear off and it's only 10 o'clock. Temperature's still not all the way up yet. It's still kind of cold out. There's some hay. Some nice in quotation mark stuff right there. Yeah, there's lots of hay happening up here at the valley. That happens every year around here in the summertime. Lots of hay gets made. That one was hayed too, and so was the one over there. And we're just adding to it. So drive's going good so far. The tractor does a blistering 16 miles an hour. All right, we've arrived. Here we go. And away he goes. Off he goes onto this place, which doesn't take very long to cut with a little mower, so it should take almost no time for that one. I mean, the only time consuming part with the little mower was the fact that it's small. So we'll see how that goes. He should be able to go pretty fast out here. It's pretty thin, not a whole lot going on. Not a whole ton of hay out here. And there is some stuff in the back that I know you'd like us to cut. There's not a whole lot of yield back there, but it is something. So we'll probably just do it. We'll go ahead and shut this gate. Okay, now he's got to avoid all the trees and obstacles out there like boulders in the ground. All that fun stuff. Fence lines, downed fence lines. Yeah, this place is pretty fun to cut.